Hi, Mike. How are you doing?
Hi, Tom. I'm doing well, thank you very much. How are you?
Doing good, doing good.
Good.
I know that it's in the evening over where you're at, and it's in the morning where I'm at, and it looks like it's getting dark there. Or you just have
Yes.
the office off.
No, I'm not saving on the electricity, Tom. Trust me, it's just getting dark. I'll put the
Yes.
light on in a minute.
All right. So I noticed we've got Mike Borum, which you're the kind of the lead tech, and then there's T. Walton, Tom Walton. I'm a tech there too. But
Yeah.
I want to show the users how to add a tech. Let's say they've added a third tech. How would they add a tech?
Okay. The answer is, as with a lot of things when you're dealing with the system, if you're looking at the nuts and bolts, we want to go into the settings section. So to do that, you see these three lines at the
I
top of the
do.
screen? Yep,
Yep.
that opens up the menu nicely, and we can see this settings button, third from the bottom.
All
So
right.
if I click on that, and we'll see we've got a manage users area. And you can have a look around the rest of this. It's going to manage all sorts of other parts of the system. But for the moment, to your question, I'm going to open the manage users section, and then we'll see our users in front of us. There's both Smart Pro and Smart Tech users. For the moment, we'll just simply go in and create a new user. So you see the button on the right there, create user?
I do. The green one, yeah.
Yeah, sure. If I click on that, then that opens up this simple little screen, and basically we fill in the details. So who should we add, Tom?
Let's say this text name is Mark Wilson.
Mark Wilson. Lovely. Okay, and as I said just a second ago, you can either put them as a Smart Pro, and that manages the whole system, the dispatch board and everything, or a Smart Tech, and that's the person that receives the work orders and carries out the work. So
Okay,
which
let's
would
make
you,
him a smart tech, I think.
okay, we'll make him a Smart Tech. Next thing we've got to do is come up with a username. Now, what I've got here is an email as a username, but if you like, we can just give Mark a name. It could be M. Wilson, or it could be Mark Wilson.
Let's do this. Let's say that for whatever reason the dispatcher wants to call him Marky, Marky. I don't know if anybody'd ever do that, but I just want to show that you can do anything in here, right?
Yeah, sure. That's
All right.
right. As long as you come up with unique usernames for everyone, because obviously it'll confuse the system if you have two markies on there.
Or two marks. So let's go Mark W. I see your point. Let's go away from Marky to Mark W. In case we have another Mark, and put a space between Mark and W.
It's all got to be all together,
Okay, that's
all in
fine.
one thing.
I'm with you. That's good to know.
Cool. Okay, so I'm going to give Marky a password. Right, but now we have to put an email address in here. So I'm just going to use an email system that I know that everything will come to me. But this,
Okay.
this could be at Google, this could be at your company's domain name.
Whatever the email address is, you put it in there for Mark W.
Absolutely. And
I'm with
this
you.
is essential, by the way, Tom, because when you start getting information flowing about you're booked to a job, you're assigned to go, here's where the customer is, all of that information will go through on that email address. And that's why we make it compulsory.
So what is
Now,
that? What is that status? Oh, you're going to do contract number. Sorry.
yeah, the contact number is just if you want to put the Marky's cell number in there, you can put that in. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't feature anywhere else. It's just it's easy to find him and phone him if you need him. But
I'm with you.
okay, so you were going to ask about the status, Tom.
Yes, please.
Okay, the status here is a simple active or inactive statement status. So the reason for doing this is if somebody has left you, if you make them inactive, then they can no longer get into the system, so they can't be looking at jobs, receiving information. But the point of doing that rather than deleting them is if you've got a record, maybe in a year's time, you want to look back and see who did that job for Mrs. Smith. Well, if they've been made inactive, you still hold the name of the person who did it. So rather than saying delete him when I no longer need him, you can just say make them inactive.
What if they left and a year from now, you got with them and hired them again? Can you switch that back to active?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So if Mark Wilson is a student, for example, has gone back to school, they were working in their vacation, you can come back, you can find them and just go back and switch them back to active, and they can carry on where they were before.
All right, that sounds good. So what do we do to get this guy on the dispatch board?
Okay, well, just one thing before I do, what we can do, if you like, is over here, we can put a photo of our new tech in here. It's a simple choose the file from a file system and upload it. I won't do that for the sake of time now, but that can help with your customers, that the customers will then get an email. They can see the person who's going to come to visit them. So for security purposes, that can help.
And Mark, we wouldn't want to put his picture in there. He's not really a very attractive looking person, okay?
Okay, no. Well, yeah, we'll spare everybody's blushes there.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so if I click on submit, are you ready? I think we've covered everything here. So if I click on submit, then the screen will refresh and it will tell me that we've got a new user.
Okay.
If I return to the member list, we can now see that Mark Wilson has been added to our list of users. If I go back to the dispatch board, we can see that Mark has been added to the list there as well.
So that means that Mark and then T. Walton and Mike Borum are all available techs that later on you can assign work to.
Absolutely, yes. Yep.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome, Tom.